Hello.
Good evening to everyone.
Good evening, Teacher Lisa.
Good morning in Canada.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So today we're continuing with learning theories, and we're looking at experiential learning. So I really like experiential learning, though it's not always possible. So the objectives of this class or session are that participants will be able to explain experiential learning and evaluate it as a learning theory. So most of you have heard these before, but community guidelines, we are happy you are here. If you are late or have technical issues, please join in the conversation as you are able to. Mute yourself when you are not talking so we don't get background noise, but please remember to unmute yourself when you do want to talk. Please complete the pre-session self-paced interactive slides and the post-session feedback form. This will help us revise and develop course content. If you have questions or technical issues during the session, please send a message in the chat box indicating so, or you can send us an email or hit the help button in the breakout rooms. Okay, so my name is Lisa Vance. I'm from Canada. I'm in Canada right now. I've worked as an English language teacher, an environmental educator, and I've done teacher training, and I've previously been in Myanmar, and I will be facilitating this training. My co-host is Kathleen. Kathleen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Kathleen Griley. I help Lisa make all of the slides for these sessions and for the pre-class interactive slides as well. And I talk to people on Facebook while this session is happening. So I have some experience with teacher training, and I am also a language teacher currently located in the US.
Okay, how well do you understand experiential learning? So I'll stop sharing. You can either show me with your fingers or put it in the chat box. So not at all, a little bit, somewhat, quite well, or extremely well. So how many fingers? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So how well do you understand experiential learning? 3, 4, 2, 3, 3. Okay, 4, 2. So a few different numbers. Okay, so we're going to get more into what experiential learning is. Okay, so I'm going to start by just reading this out loud. Fold a piece of paper in half twice, unfold it once, fold the top corners to the middle, fold up the bottom layer, turn the paper over and fold the small triangles in, fold the bottom's corners up to meet. Repeat step 3, turn the triangle into a diamond, fold the bottoms up on opposite sides. Repeat step 7, pull the top apart to make a boat. So, do you think from just reading that information, do you think you could make origami quite easily? Probably not. You'd have to take a little bit more time. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give people a minute to go get a piece of paper. So see if you can find a piece of paper. I'll just give everyone a minute to go find a piece of paper. Okay, awesome. People have some paper? Okay. Okay, so the video is a little bit fast, so we might play it twice, but let's watch this video. And as we do the video, let's make this origami boat. So let's try to make it.
Done. I've done it. I've done it.
Already done.
Okay, so we'll do that one more time without the video. So I'll just tell people, I think, so we can go a little bit slower. Hopefully I get this right. But just in case people didn't get it the first time, so just in case, you fold the paper in half once, like this. Then you fold it in half again. So then it's like this. You then open it up so that it's like this, and then you fold, so you can see that it's open on the bottom. And then with it open on the bottom, you fold it down so that it is like these little flappy things. And then it's open at the bottom. So if you notice, it's open at the bottom and it has little flappy things. Then you fold up fold up one side of the bottom, turn the paper over, and you fold the corners up to make little triangles. And then you fold the bottom up like this. Then you open it up so it looks like a little hat. And you turn it into a triangle or a diamond, and you tuck the little corners in like this. Now I'm trying to remember. Fold the bottoms up on opposite sides. I think like this, you fold it up. And then on this side, you fold it up. And then you open it, it's a hat again. And you open it up into a diamond again. And then if you kind of slowly grab the sides at the top and you pull it open, you have a little boat which will float on water. So I know maybe not all of you were able to get that done, but just to like a little bit of an experiment, So after you have successfully made a boat, so let's pretend everyone successfully made a boat, or else this class might be too long. Reflect on what you have learned. So do you think you can make it now? So once you've made it, do you think you could, it's easier when you just read the instructions or when you actually do it?
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
So after you've actually done it, it's a lot easier to remember or know how to make a boat than if you just read instructions on a page. So after making a boat, did anyone find that difficult to make a boat? Did anyone find that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would anyone do other origami?
Yeah. Like the stars. Making star, or yeah.
Yeah, making a star. Yeah. So there's lots of different origamis that you can make. This is just the simple one, a boat. Okay. So what is it called when we learn by doing, like by making a boat?
Learning by doing, yes.
What is this class on? This.
We learn via an experience or experiment. We learn via experiments.
Yes, experiential learning. So experiential learning is learning by doing.
Yes.
Oops. So whenever you do something and then you learn from it, that is experiential learning. What are some traditional examples of experiential learning? Can anyone tell me some examples of experiential learning?
I'm doing practicals and I'm doing practical reactions. And after that, we
Yeah,
experiment.
Yeah, practicals.
Practicals, yeah, practicals, and doing research with community.
Yeah, research is a good example, definitely, of learning by doing. You actually go out and do the research with the community. Cooking, yeah, learning how to cook. Usually you learn to cook by doing it. Swimming, again, you learn to swim by doing it. Walking, a little bit. Walking's kind of a little bit automatic, but when you're a child, dancing, cycling. Yeah, so yeah, they're all different.
Driving also.
Driving, yes, definitely. You learn it by doing. So yeah, we have children learn to cook and clean by helping their parents. Apprentices learn a skill from a master tradesman. Playing football. Yeah, those are all. Sorry, I just muted it because there was some background noise, but if you want to answer, you can just unmute. Okay. What is the experiential learning cycle? Who invented it? Does anyone know? Put it in the chat box or tell me the experiential learning cycle.
Devi, I see in your Google Classroom information, Devi.
Yeah, it's on the self-paced one. So I'm glad Kathleen put the year here when she made the slide because I couldn't remember what year it was. So it was David Kolb came up with this learning cycle around experiential learning. And this was in 1984. So a few years, about 44 years ago now. But as far as learning theories, it's still pretty new compared to a lot of the other ones we were talking about. So learning cycle where students experience, reflect on, conceptualize, and experiment on the course content or what they're learning. It doesn't have to always be a course. David Kolb, yeah, 4-step cycle, yes. Okay, so we kind of mentioned it, but what are the 4 steps in the experiential learning sorry, what are the 4 steps in the experiential learning cycle? Well, so what happens first?
First observing.
Not observing, you actually do it. So experiencing comes first, or the experience.
Doing by ourselves.
Yeah, well, it might be, and it may be by yourself, maybe with a group. And what comes after experiencing? Reflection, good, reflection. So thinking about what you did, like, oh, what did I do? And then conceptualization and understanding. Yes, definitely.
That's
So-
critical thinking.
Practical application.
Yeah.
Practical application. 4 step.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you have an experience, you think about it, you conceptualize how you could use that in other situations. So maybe your experience was to make the boat. Then you think about, oh, I like making origami. This is fun. Now I know how to do this. Maybe I will, and then conceptualize, maybe I will now go make a star. I will find a YouTube video and learn how to make a star. And then experiment. You get a piece of paper, you go on YouTube, and you make a star. And then your experiment is your new experience. And once you make a star, you reflect on making a star, and maybe you want to make something different. So it's this cycle that goes over and over and over again, that we build on our experiences by reflecting and conceptualizing them in our head, and then experimenting and trying again. So this is one of the 4 stages. This is when learners participate in a real life task, or the teachers organize and facilitate the task. So which one is this out of the 4?
Learners participate.
So which step?
Experience.
Yeah.
Learner participates in a real life.
Yeah, experience.
Experimentation.
Yeah, so this is the experience. So you're experiencing something, you make the boat.
Ethic experimentation.
Students reflect on the experience. Maybe the teacher helps facilitate the reflection through asking questions, through having the students write a journal, write an essay. Maybe I ask you questions about making your boat. Like, did you enjoy it? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Do you like origami? That type of thing. So you can ask questions. So which step is this?
Reflection.
Reflect. Yes.
Reflection.
Okay, next one. So students figure out what they have learned fits into the bigger picture. Teachers may provide additional information or sources. So maybe I send out a YouTube video on how to make a star, or how to make a box or something. And maybe I get you to think about other types of origami you can make. So which step is that?
Conceptualization.
Conceptualization. So yeah, it's what else can you do that relates to that? And students invent and experiment with new ideas about what they are learning, and teacher offers guidelines and support. So maybe I say, now, can you make a star? Can you go make a box, an origami box, and show me it? So what step is this?
Experiment.
Experiment. Yes, experiment. So, and then when they make the star or the box, we go back to step 1, experience, and we keep going in a circle. Do you think, just out of curiosity, for people who have joined us before, do you think this is an example of behaviorism, cognitivism, or constructivism? Which one does it relate to the most?
Constructivism.
Yeah, I would say it relates the most to constructivism. So a lot of these you might do in groups. You are building on previous knowledge because you're using that cycle to continuously build on previous knowledge. So this would be a form of constructivism.
Project.
So thinking specifically about universities or higher education institutions, what are some examples of experiential learning?
I want to share
Doing
my knowledge. I
practicals,
want to share my experience.
internships.
Sorry?
Internships. Doing practical. Internship.
Yeah, so yeah, internships and practicals, definitely. Anything else?
Intentions project.
So yeah, some
Yes.
projects can be like class projects can be experiential learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing research.
Weekly project.
Doing research
Weekly
with
project.
Yeah, so yeah, doing research, practicums. Yeah, so yeah, I have internships, field work, student research, clinical hours, study abroad. These are all outside of the classroom for the most part. You can also include it in the classroom. So role plays are an example of experiential learning.
Yeah.
Or some project-based learning is experiential learning. So some criticisms of experiential learning is that it doesn't always need to follow that cycle. So sometimes these examples are learning by doing, but they don't always follow that like cycle, this 4 stages. But it does help with critical thinking skills if you have the students reflect and conceptualize on their experience. So as a teacher, it is quite useful to have the students think about their experience. It's called, I have a lot of chat. So internship, projects, field trips, performance of role play, acting out play, paper, research, field work, experimenting, conceptualization, reflecting. Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, a paper would usually not, because you don't really experience what you do in a paper unless the point was to write a paper, and then you're reflecting on writing a paper. But yeah, papers are not quite experiential learning usually. Okay, let me just check what time it is. Actually, I was gonna do one all together. Well, yeah, we can do one together. So we'll do one quickly all together, and then I'll put you in groups to do your own. So we're going to, what is the topic, or what is something we can teach? Something simple, not complicated, like something simple like a boat. What is something that you could teach that is experiential learning? Can someone think of a topic? What could we teach someone?
Constructing DNA structure.
Sorry,
constructing DNA structure with a model.
Constructing, I think I'll go with that. Constructing what with a model?
Plastic DNA model, plastic model.
Constructing a plastic DNA model. Okay, cool. That sounds pretty somewhat simple. Okay. Oops. So constructing a plastic DNA model. So the students will actually build it and construct it. So that's how they will get hands-on experience with this topic.
Using giant ball and stick model, using ball and stick model for constructing the organic structures. Structures of organic compounds. Hello?
Yes, sorry, I'm just trying to think. Yes. Yeah, using a polystyrene model to construct, what was that?
Organic model. Organic compound.
Organic
compound.
compounds.
Ball and stick. Using a ball, B-A-L-L, ball and stick. Ball and stick, S-T-I-C-K. Ball and stick model. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Structure of organic compounds. To construct the structure of organic compounds.
Construct
the structures
of organic compounds.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And how will the students reflect on their learning? What questions could you ask them to have them reflect? So after they're finished, could you ask them some questions?
How to construct, and student can know how to construct and how to what they see. What do
you see? Maybe like
you must read instruction carefully and watch the visual aids.
Sorry, what?
And they must read the instruction carefully and watch the visual aids.
Before the demonstration, we must discuss about the previous lecture notes, previous lecture of structure of DNA, and then after discussion, they have to perform the construction of DNA structure.
Okay. So you can have a discussion about it first. I'll just put it there. But after, what could you do to have them like kind of reflect on what they built? Like maybe you could ask, like what kind of questions could you ask them? I don't know much about, my background's not science. So
how many strata can you construct by their set? How many strata?
How many structures
can they construct? Can you construct
by yourself?
Yeah.
You can also ask them maybe just like, did you find this easy? Did you find this difficult?
Yeah.
Discussion between students just facilitate their discussion. In our university, the discussion between students is more preferred.
Okay.
ဒီ model နဲ့သင်တဲ့အခါမှာဆရာမသင်ပြီးလို့ရှိရင်ကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူဘယ်လို question မျိုးတွေမေးပါလဲလို့ပြောတာ question မျိုးတွေမေးပါလဲလို့ပြောတာဆရာမဟိုမလုပ်ခင်ရှင်းတာတွေပါဆရာမရဲ့ teaching style ပြောနေတာဆရာမ
ပြောတာကျမမမေးဘူးလို့ပြောတာဟုတ်ဘူးချင်းကျမတို့စီမှာ question မမေးတာကျောင်းသားချင်းမေးလို့ပါ
I mean I think so for
ကျမတို့ habit ကလေ
Okay ပါဒါနဲ့ဒီစာမင်းနေတာကသူကသင်ပြီးရင်ဟုတ်တယ်ဆရာမပြောရတယ်မှန်တယ်သူမေးနေတာသင်ပြီးရင်ဘာတွေမေးမှာတော့လို့မေးတာ practical လုပ်ပြီးလို့ရှိရင်ဘာတွေမေးမလဲလို့မေးတော့အဲအကြောင်း
So for the
reflection လို့သူပြောတယ်
Yeah, so the reflection can be like it can be as like a whole class, or it could be in small groups with each other or with a partner or just the teacher asking. For experiential learning, it's your choice. It's different ways that you can reflect. But yeah, you get the students to reflect, and it's good even if you do group reflection with the students to sometimes give them questions or give them what do you want them to discuss about with each other. So, and then let's go. I think I'll clear this. Sorry, I have to exit. So how will students conceptualize what they have learned? So how does making this model, how can it relate to the bigger picture. Like how does this relate to the bigger picture?
Yeah.
Demonstrate or
in chemistry, they can know the structure of the medicines. The structure of the medicines. Know the structure of the medicines.
Yeah, so yeah, they can use it for that.
Yeah.
Or how else might they use it in the future? This information or being able to build this.
Yeah, and then they can know how useful they can know how useful the structure of the compound.
Yeah, so how useful it is, what it's used for. Compound. Okay.
Chúng ta trong mà xem mát thì trong ta đủ tham biểu về cái mà trong ta chỉ điểm điểm đi.
ဟုတ်တယ်ဆရာမဟုတ်တယ်ဟို तू ကဟုတ်တယ်ဟိုပြောနေတာမလို့
ကျမ lecture ပေးပြီးွားပြီသူတို့ knowledge ရှိပြီလေအဲသူတို့ချင်းချင်း discuss လုပ်ခိုင်းတာ
Okay, just 1 second. My computer is a little like sticky. Oh no, why is it sticking? I'm just gonna. Kathleen, do you think you could share your screen for a little bit? I don't know what, mine just has frozen. Thank you. Okay, so how will students experiment with what they have learned? So now that they've made one model, what else can they do now? What else could they make a model of that's something similar?
Yeah, can do.
Maybe
can create. Yeah. Can create more structure and more things.
Yeah. So maybe you just do one to start with, and then maybe you give them more models that they can create.
After they create the DNA structure, they understand RNA structure as well.
Yeah, so then
because they are quite similar. After they demonstrate, after they construct the DNA structure, they can understand the RNA structure as well.
That makes sense. Yeah, so then they can experiment around with RNA, and so they understand the RNA structure as well. Okay, good. So I'm going to put you in breakout rooms and give you, you're going to do the same thing on Pear Deck in breakout rooms in groups, and you will have about 15 minutes to work on it. So I'll give you the link, copy link. Okay. So the link is in the chat box. And that's for Pear Deck. And I'll put people in breakout rooms. So we have 37 people. So I'll do 7 breakout rooms.
But
so maybe choose one person to share their screen and write the answers and then work together to come up with answers. And then afterwards, I will ask for volunteers to share. Yeah. Does anyone, you don't have to, but does anyone want to share their examples?
Yes, I want to share.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So firstly, you need to stop your sharing.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. There you go.
Okay. Our topic is titration, acid-base titration. So at first-hand experience, students do practical work according to the instruction. Then students know which one is acid and which one is base. So then students recall their memories of their learning after titration. After doing practical by the instruction, students can reflect how the reaction occurs. For example, at the acid-base titration, there have been color changes and bubble forming. So then students realize that how acid and base react each other in the reactions occurs accompanied by heat changes. They can learn how to figure out the acid-base reaction and how to handle the chemical reagents and operators. So after that, they can repeat practical work without the help of the instructors by reflecting on their memories of learning. They can do any titration from various acids and bases. Moreover, they can invent or create new experiments based on the experiential learning.
Excellent, very good. That's a very, very good example.
Okay, may I stop?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was a very good example, and it showed all of the different steps very well. Does anyone else want to share?
I will, Lisa.
Okay.
Oh gosh. So the topic we are going to teach is constructing a plastic DNA structure model. And then as first-hand experience, we will deliver lectures about DNA structure.
I think maybe lectures, if you get the students to, maybe you could get them to do it. But yeah, like try and make it more about, so the first-hand experience is more like about them actually doing it themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is more like after, if you've already given a lecture, just the hands-on part. But yeah, okay, good.
Yes.
Keep going.
And then to reflect, we will have peer discussion.
Excellent, good, yeah.
And then we will play YouTube video clips about DNA structure.
Okay. I think more like, so again, maybe focus on the students a little bit more. I mean, you could play some videos and then maybe also think about how it would relate to the bigger picture, or maybe have them look for some YouTube videos themselves.
Yes,
so, sounds good.
And then we will construct a plastic DNA structure model at last.
Okay, good. So yeah, they could do it by themselves. So maybe the first time, I would say maybe not a lecture, but maybe you could do it with them at the same time as them. And then, yeah, do the other steps and then have them do it by themselves. And have them learn a bit more about it and experiment by themselves. Okay, good. Excellent.
Thank you.
I think we have to kind of finish there since we're out of time. I did just want to mention, like, the reason we have the reflection and conceptualization steps is that it promotes metacognition. I'll just write that down. I don't have it on this step. So metacognition. So it's thinking about how you think. And metacognition is a higher order thinking skill. It's critical thinking skill. So if your students are able to think and reflect and conceptualize what they have learned, then they're thinking about their own thinking skills, and it's promoting higher order thinking skills or critical thinking skills. Okay. So what do you think? Do you agree with theory of experiential learning? Why or why not? Does someone want to share or type in the chat box?
Agreed. Sure, yeah. And then it can give experience and creative thinking for the students. I agree with this.
Anyone else have any opinions? Agree?
Yes, I agreed with this theory because it compulsory to experience in teaching or learning. Yes.
I agree. Yeah. For me personally, I agree with it, but I realize it's only useful in some circumstances. Your students can't do everything, like learn everything by doing. Sometimes they have to learn in other ways. So it's only useful for certain types of learning. Sometimes you do have to learn from a textbook or by learning by reading something, especially theories, like you can do some experiential learning on theories because that's kind of what you did here, but some things are harder to actually learn by doing, and it's better to learn just by reading or watching or that type of thing. Yes, make students more learn within a short period of time. I mean, sometimes it means that they think more about what they're doing, but sometimes it can take a long time, I think, to do experiential learning. Like it takes a lot of time for someone to actually go out. Say if you have an internship, it takes a long time for someone to go out and actually do an internship compared to just reading about an internship. So it can be shorter or it can be longer depending on the situation. Experiments can persuade students to participate more actively? Definitely, yeah. So this definitely promotes active learning. So this is definitely a form of active learning, I would say. It's more preferred for skills training, yeah. Yeah, I partially agree because it is effective teaching method, but it depends on the context. Yes, I agree with that. Okay. So just how well do you understand experiential learning? Not at all, a little bit, somewhat, quite well, or extremely well. So you can, on the count of 3, you can show me or type in the box. 1, 2, 3. Okay, lots of 4s, a couple of 5s. Okay, I have a couple of 3s. Okay. Yeah, I realize like there's a lot more information out there on experiential learning, and this is just 1 hour. So we can only learn so much. So I'm going to send out the course feedback form. I've also added, if you want to make a donation, because what we're doing is it's just volunteer run and we pay for it to do it. So if you want to make a donation, you can do so through KBZ Pay. I'm also setting up a website or a bank account. Just if you want, but you don't have to. Let me see.
I would like to pay. I would like to pay for donation.
I tried to pass for the user, but I'm not success because your phone number not accepted by KBZB.
Oh, okay. Maybe just try again because I got some of them. I got a few from last class, but I'll take a look at the number.
I already.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
submit last section. But it's not success because KBZB not accept your number. Please confirm another phone number.
Oh, okay. Maybe just try again because I did get some last class. It could be that it could have been that there was
မသူတို့ရဲ့လေ09လေးကိုဖြတ်လိုက်မအဲ့ဒီ KBZ ဘေးရလေ original ရိုက်ထားတဲ့09လေးကိုမဖြတ်လိုက်ဖြတ်ပြီးရင်သူတို့ရဲ့ဖုန်းနံပါတ်ရှေ့မှာညီမတို့9လေးတစ်လုံးထည့်လိုက်အဲ့ဒါဆိုရပါတယ်ညီမလည်းပထမအဲ့လိုလုပ်တာမရဘူး
Do I need
to original 09ကိုဖြတ်လိုက် original 09ကိုဖြတ်သူတို့ရဲ့ဟာလေးကို copy ကူးပြီးတော့မှ paste လေးချလိုက်ပြီးအဲ့ဒီရှေ့မှာ9လေးတစ်လုံးရိုက်ထည့်လိုက်အဲ့ဒါဆိုရတယ်မ
Oh, do I need to change the number so it's 099? I'll put it. I'll fix that.
Changes. Yeah. Your phone number is right. We can donate with this phone number. I mean, just only the technical error.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm also adding a 0 at the beginning, so it's a little bit clearer. Let's see if is that okay?
Yes. That's okay.
Because I know like the numbers automatically, like when you put it in KBZ, it has the 099 at the beginning, I think. Right? Yeah, 09. So I'll make it so it's 09.
We must discuss 09, yeah.
Yeah. Because the number by itself is just 99, but it always has a 0 at the start. Okay, but yeah, there might be technical issues if lots of people send it at once or something as well. So if it doesn't work, maybe just wait and then try later. Because it could be that lots of, like, because I had a bunch like in a short period of time. Okay, but what was I doing before I got distracted? Okay, there's the feedback form, and I will also email it out. And what else? And the email will have the Google Classroom, as I think most people here know, which has all the slides in it. And I usually add those Sunday or Monday. Sometimes I'm a little bit behind. It takes a long time to get the videos on YouTube because I have to edit them. And what else? Yeah, next week's topic we're doing on andragogy, which I can't pronounce, which is on adult learning. So it's the adult learning theory compared to pedagogy, which is for children. Andragogy is for adults. And the syllabus can be found in the Google Classroom. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, they can ask them or else we are finished. So thank you very much. And you can always send an email or a message.
Please show me your KBZ number.
My
KBZ number.
Feedback form
Oh, feedback. Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah, it's on the feedback form.
It's okay.
Yeah, yes. I wrote it down on the feedback form. It is, this is just in case anyone wants it. It's here. And then if you add obviously it always starts with a 09. So that's what it actually goes in as. Yeah, for KBZ. Okay, cool. Does anyone have any other questions?
No, teacher Lisa.
Hey, thank you. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, I have one question.
How about the weather in Canada? How about the weather? Just now, it's snowing or not?
It's cold, yes. It's very cold. Yeah, I don't think it's snowing right now, but there's lots of snow on the ground. So
great.
how about Kathleen? Do you have snow?
No, not yet. We were supposed to get snow 2 weeks ago. I'm very sad because we got no snow.
Oh no, we've had snow since like September, I think.
Not here.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you next week.
Bye bye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Yes, next time.
Next week.